Oops. Shalom. Shalom, Lulu. Hey, Mr. J. Hey, Jack. How's it going, y'all?
Whispering over there?
No. Hey, Jen. I just...
Probably not.
Shalom. Hope you had a good Shabbat. Or having wherever you're at. It's probably over, though, for you. Thanks for sharing it.
I'll share it still with
Okay. Oh, my Franny.
Huh?
Someone's guy's name is Oh, my Franny. Oh, let's see. I don't know what I put for, oh, it's alright. Shalom. Just getting started. Just getting people in here. Hopefully you don't mind hanging out for a little bit. Shalom, Mary. Shalom, Cindy. Hey, Kevin. Shalom. Good, good. Well, let's, anybody got anything they want to talk about while we wait for CrossFix to get in here? Shalom, Sylvie. Shalom. All right, I think I read, I read Malachi, I read Haggai, and I read Zephaniah. I haven't read Habakkuk yet. Maybe I'll read that one while we're waiting. Shalom, Ashley. You just get to my page here, and I'll start reading. I'll just do right here, Habakkuk. Shalom, shaloms. Oh yeah, it's it's King James version, so it's still kind of, got the thee, thy, thou thing, but after you read it for a while, it doesn't really seem to bother me that much. You got to look for some of the errors and whatever, but it's not terrible. I like how the names are, though. The names are great on it. Makes it so you don't have to try to watch for it. When I read the ones that have like the LORD and JESUS, I don't like to say that as when I'm reading. So, anyways, Shalom Vessels. That's awesome about the Bible. I'm going to read Habakkuk for a little bit while we wait to see if CrossFix gets in here. I got a nap today. I got a nap while I was listening to James's live. CrossFix was on there, and then Jeff came on, and then I fell asleep. So, Shalom, Tinda, Meremba. Haven't seen you before, but nice to see you. All right. So Habakkuk, I'm going to start right at 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Yahweh, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told to you. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which still march through the breadth of the land, and possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. Find out who these Chaldeans are. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards. We know who the leopards are. And are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his Eloah. Art thou not from everlasting, O Yahweh, my Elohim, mine Holy One? We shall not die. O Yahweh, thou hast ordained them for judgment. O mighty rock, thou hast established them for correction. Who's that mighty rock talking about there? Probably the Messiah. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue? When the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he, and makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them, they take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net, and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag. Because of them their portion is fat, and their meat plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their net, and not spare continually to slay the nations? That's talking about the false doctrine and basically false prayers, like prayers to the wrong gods and stuff like that. Incense means prayers, and sacrifices are, what they're praying to the wrong gods and whatnot, like they're doing in the Christian church. Their sacrifices are not what our Father in heaven is wanting right now. All right, I found the page I wanted to go to. See if I got wolves on here. I don't have. Anybody offhand remind me what the wolves are again? I had it wrote down somewhere, but I cannot find it. I'm putting it all on one page here. Please and thank you. All right, we're on to chapter 2 on Habakkuk. Thank you, Candace. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely will come. It will not tarry. You can see that happening right now. That we know it's not a lie because we can see it happening. Thank you very much, Suzanne. All right. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. He also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarge hath his desire as the grave, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, to say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself in with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness, to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Yeah, they've been in here a few times. I'm not sure who it is, but
You think it's a real person or really like TikTok?
they responded one time.
Oh.
So it's a real person, but I don't know who it is. We're on 2:10 right now. Thou hast consulted shame to the house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against my soul. Sinned against thy soul, sorry. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and stablisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, is it not of Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? We can see that happening in the world right now. Everyone's running to their jobs and running to all this stuff to buy stuff they don't need. You know, everyone's always going and running, and it's like a rat race out there, but they have no destination that's really worth anything. You know, it holds no value. It's all for their own vanity. It's all to get the next new pickup and whatnot. So, you know, we have to be careful of that, because that's what's happening right there. Into the very fire they go. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So that's talking about what all these people are doing, like leading people to the Trinity doctrine and stuff. They're making other people drunk on the wine, on the false doctrine. Hey, Shalom Crossfix. Yeah, no problem. I'm just going to finish up Habakkuk here, and Habakkuk, however you say that. Lots of K's in that name. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee. Who's his right hand? And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein, to make dumb idols. Like your cross, you got everyone wearing crosses around your neck and everything. And oh, no worries, brother. No worries at all. I've been busy watching the back of my eyelids for a little while today. And that was great. I needed that. But so that's a teacher of lies. You got people putting all kinds of images in this building, and then calling it the house of our Father, when he commanded people not to worship graven images. And they're putting Christmas trees and all kinds of other things that are abominations that are described in. I mean, he didn't change his mind. He didn't bring the Messiah so that we can do these abominations in his face. And he didn't bring the Messiah so that we can eat pork and all these other things that he said he's going to burn with fire, the people that eat swine's flesh. That didn't change. That prophecy was about end times, and that prophecy exists still. That his word never changes. And that's the thing that a lot of Christians won't tell you, is that in prophecy it says that at the end times, people that eat swine flesh and abominations will burn in the lake of fire, and detestable things. I'm sorry about that. But so if you say that it's okay to eat pork now and detestable things, then you're calling him a liar. And you're saying that his word changed when he says his word doesn't change. So you got to make a choice. You either got to decide whether you're going to follow his word or follow what you've been taught and what you've been told and what you think is right when it's actually wrong. Because there's only one way. He lists it out in here, and especially about foods, he has been very clear about that. And even the New Testament verses with Peter, it talks about people, and he actually describes that later on if you read further than just 2 verses. But I'll keep reading on here. Sorry to get off track there. Woe unto him that saith to wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. Yeah, just like the crosses that are up there, like we were just talking about. But Yahweh is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. So I heard today that, did you even know that our Father in heaven didn't want to really build a temple? I heard that David kind of was talking about it or something. Nikolai brought that up, but he kind of gave it to us because we wanted it, not because he really wanted it. So chapter 3. A prayer of Habakkuk, the prophet of Shigionoth. O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech, and was afraid. O Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known and wrath remember mercy. Eloah came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran. Salah, his glory covered the heavens and the earth, was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. Sounds a lot like Revelations there. Oh, I think we're ready. He stood. Hey, shalom, brother.
What's going on, bro?
Not much. How are you doing?
Oh, I've had a wonderful day, let me tell you. I mean, I had a very
Yeah.
good day with brothers and sisters helping me, but I'm having a very hard day trying to search for what I'm looking for.
Double-edged sword, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Shalom, Teely.
I think
Yeah,
I've had
that's.
enough. I think I've had enough stress than I should have for a Sabbath rest day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, not anything anybody wants on, especially on Sabbath,
Yeah.
for sure.
But today was a very, very good blessing. Wonderful brothers, sisters, including yourself, helped me out, and I really, really, really appreciate every single one of y'all for doing what you did today. It was awesome. Thank you. You really pulled through and helped me out. And that's the first time I've ever had to make a out of, I don't know, I've been doing TikToks and helping people for 3, 4 years now. And it's the first time I've ever had to ask for help from anybody. And it blew my mind how quick you guys were on top of that. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm just happy we were able to. You've helped us in ways that we can't even describe. So, the fact that we can just be there for you is like I hope that's enough gratitude that we can, be there for you too for all the things that you do for us. So,
No, I just you guys listening to the word is enough gratitude for me. That's all I want people to do is so
absolutely.
whatever everybody gave, it was a truly a blessing, really. So it
Mhm.
didn't matter how much it was. It was everybody. Just the thought of it that people did it was super kind. So, but it definitely got me out of a situation where I had nothing. So I really appreciate it from everybody.
There we go. More proof that the family's coming together. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
and funny thing was Jason, our friend Jason. I don't know if you met him or not yet. He had told me a while ago, like months ago. He's like, "Well, Michael, maybe you should just, post for help, and we'll all get together and help you, get out of your situation and put you in a better situation." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do that, because it's just not in me to do that." But I
Right.
really didn't have a choice, so it was either that or the car. You know what I mean? So
Right. Well, I'm glad you asked, brother. I'm very glad you asked, and that sometimes is hard to do, and I'm just glad you did. So, and I'm glad that everyone came through like they did as well. That's awesome to hear.
yes,
Very
it was
awesome.
pretty darn awesome. Thank you. So what are you going over? Habakkuk? That's a very tough prophet
Yeah,
to go
yeah. I
over.
was just I was just reading it quickly, while we were waiting for you. I've been kind of reading over the minor prophets and writing down things as I go that I want to study. So in my spare time, just to help people read and stuff. But yeah, if you want me to finish reading that, I can. Otherwise, I'm almost at the end of it.
Yeah, I can go over there with you. Let me
Okay,
Habakkuk is a deep, deep prophet.
I'm
Very,
seeing that there's a lot to it.
oh yes, there's very much to it. A lot of parables in it too. I remember when I broke it down, it'll definitely twist your brain up a little bit when you're trying to figure out what's being said. But go ahead. Where are you at?
I think it was at 3:6.
3:6.
Trying to find my page. I lost my page here too. Just 1 second here. All right, there we go. All right. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. So this is speaking about the Messiah here, coming back,
Mm-hmm.
coming at the end times.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble.
The line of Ham, both of them.
Ham? Okay.
Ham.
Ham.
Yeah.
Ham, Cushan and Midian or Ham. All right.
Part of Canaan and Ethiopian.
Yep. Was Yahweh displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation?
4 horses.
4 horsemen, yeah. Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes. Even thy word, Selah, thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands on high. The sun and moon stood still in their habitation. This is talking about when they're gathered together.
Yeah, the sun and the moon will stand still, meaning no longer give their light.
Okay. The light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Oh yeah, like in the Revelations when he's talking about. I got you. Thou didst march through the land of indignation. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointed. Thou wentest the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Salah. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters, the 4 horsemen.
Mm-hmm. The foaming of many waters, and 15 is the nations of agitation. The same thing that Messiah mentioned in Luke.
Okay.
The roaring of the sea, the roaring of mighty waters. It's
Yep.
talking about the nations becoming turbulent.
Okay, that makes sense. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Although, that'd be the 144, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines. The labor of the olive shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in Yahweh. I will joy in the Elohim of my salvation. Yahweh my sovereign is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon mine high places. To the chief singer on my stringed instruments. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
David.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in Hab, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished Habakkuk.
Okay. People are asking.
Oh, yeah, it's probably confusing with Jeremiah on there, huh? All right. Well, unless you got something you want to say about that, I'll go to Jeremiah 3.
The flock has been cut off from the fold, and there is no herd in the stalls. Yet
Mhm.
I exalt Yahweh. That's Yeshua speaking. I rejoice in Elohim of my deliverance. Yahweh, the Master, is my strength, and he makes my feet like those of deer. He makes me walk on high places to the chief singer, which my stringed instruments. Yeshua speaking.
Mm-hmm. The root of
There was
David.
something here, and hold on.
So are his stringed instruments the 144 then again? Kind
Yeah.
of. Okay. Hymns, feet. I want to write that down.
Yeah, this whole book of Habakkuk is all about last days, like from touching it from the very beginning. But
Yeah.
yeah, we can go over to Jeremiah 3.
Okay.
We can go back over Habakkuk. I got a lot of notes on that book.
Yeah, there's a lot to that one.
Yeah, it's deep in parables. It's like Zechariah. Zechariah is very deep. So is Jonah. If you read it go read Jonah with the new set of eyes that you have now. You're
Yeah.
gonna see it's saying a whole different story.
Yeah, that's kind of what my goal was since we're going through the major prophets. I was going to read and study the minor prophets in my other spare time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I can kind of
Nahum.
have a good relation of them at the same time,
Oh yeah, Zechariah is definitely off the chain. Yep, and it's just like all the other minor prophets. It's strictly talking about last days. Chapter 1 talks about the four horsemen and the four horns that scattered us. Chapter 2, oh gosh, I can't remember chapter 2 now. Chapter 3 is about Messiah. Chapter 4 is about the blood covenant. Chapter 5 is about I have to go through it again. It's hard to remember. Chapter 6 also about the Messiah. It's been a while since I've been through there, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah, yeah, I skipped by that one because it's a little longer. I was going to read the shorter ones and do them ones first, and then I think I did Malachi, Haggai, Zephaniah, and then I did Habakkuk. No, so I haven't read Zechariah yet. Again, with the new eyes, but all right. Oh, I need to get my sweatshirt off. It's kind of warm. All right. Want me to start reading? You ready or? Let's see. All right. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith Yahweh. Lift up thine eyes unto thy high places, and see where thou hast not been lying with. In the ways hast thou sat for them, as the Arabian in the wilderness. And thou hast polluted thy land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness. Therefore the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain. And thou hast a whore's forehead. Thou refusest to be ashamed.
Remember the whore with the great mystery Babylon written on her forehead?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's talking about. And it's talking about the latter rains. You know, when he says, "In those days I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh,"
Yep.
pour out is the latter rains. Your
Gotcha.
sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall dream dreams, and so on and so forth. That's what the latter rains are. It's the pouring out of the spirit, the second measure of the spirit, when the the true gifts will come back. People will be healing people again, and all the
Yep.
things that the apostles were doing will be happening again. So,
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, then he's saying that it's not going to be given to them because they're refusing to be ashamed,
hmm
admit their, basically they don't want to repent.
yep.
Okay. Will thou not from this time cry unto me, my father, thou art the guide of my youth? Will he reserve his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, thou hast spoken and done evil things as thou couldest. That's exactly what's happening with us now.
hmm
Yahweh said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, Hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot.
Talking about playing around with the other nations.
Yeah.
That's the harshest of the harsh of revelations for a lot of people when it comes to this.
hmm
Everybody's supposed to be their own people.
Yeah, and the green tree is anybody that's not the house of Israel, pretty much, then, huh?
Yep, yep. They've went under every green tree and on every mountain, meaning every continent. Is that not true?
Yep, it is.
They played the harlot. They chased after other gods, and they catered to the nations that he said specifically to stay far, far away from.
Yep.
China, one of them. Look, we made deals with China. Now look what China's doing to us. See why he said not to do those things?
Right.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Right.
The only way this is going to be fixed now is when he comes back, because we're about to be destroyed by all these nations that he specifically told us not to go to, but yet we did anyways and made covenants with them when he said specifically not to.
Yep, exactly. Yep, don't learn the ways of the nations, don't learn the ways of the heathens.
And that's exactly what we did, and here we are in the situation we're in. Everybody owns us, and we don't own nothing.
That's exactly right.
As it was prophesied in the curses of the law.
hmm And I said, after she had done all these things, Turn thou unto me. But she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away, and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also.
There's your divorce decree right there.
Yep.
What happens when you divorce a woman for committing adultery?
Well, she's she's gone. I mean, you can divorce her.
That's right. Are you supposed to take her back?
No, no, you're not.
No, you're not. Once he wrote that bill of divorce, that was a done deal. That means he turned his face away from us
Yep.
and allowed us to do whatever the heck we thought was best.
Yep.
That's why we need our Messiah.
Gotcha. So yeah,
And don't
because
worry.
we went and married whoever we wanted now.
Yep, we played the harlot with all the other nations. We played with their gods. I mean, look at Greece. Look what they did with
hmm
playing with the gods. Same thing with Rome. They were all about the gods as well, Jupiter and all that crap. It was they
Yep.
didn't even realize they were just doing the same thing the rest of the nations did. They were worshiping angels.
Yep. All right. Lift up thine eyes unto the high places, and see where thou hast not been lying with. In the way. Oh, I already read that.
Yeah, you're on verse 9 now, I think.
Why did I
Yeah,
start
verse
like?
9.
I was just on the other half of the page there. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
Yep.
Wood crosses.
Idolatry.
Yep. And yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah hath not turned unto me with her whole heart, but feignedly, saith Yahweh. What's that? Feigned? What does yours say there? An untruth by implication?
And yet for all this her treacherous sister Judah hath not turned unto me with her whole heart, but feignedly, saith Yahweh. The word feignedly is untruthful, by implication, a sham, like deceitfully.
Okay, that's what mine says too.
Let me see what that says in my other Bible, because I'm what I got up right now, because I know you read from a King James. I got the King James concordance right up with me, so I have all the words. But let me see what that says in my book. What was that verse?
3:10.
3:10. And yet for all this her treacherous sister Judah has not returned to me with all her heart, but falsely, declares Yahweh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, bro. If you really want a good translation, get the Scriptures Bible. It's very cheap. It's like $20. And you can, what I do is I'll sit here with the King James right in front of my face with the concordance up, and I'll sit here with this as well. So
Yeah.
you can have a double whammy, because I like the King James too, but it's just a little, it's really difficult for me to read. I get really tongue twisted when I try to read the King James.
It can do that sometimes.
You don't like
Yeah, I mainly like it just because it's got the right names in it, but I should do that with the scriptures too. Like my wife has one, but she forgot it up there, but I should get one for myself to have them next to each other, like you said. I like to do that as well. All right. Where you were looking up that faintly, one guy on here said pretending, John Ryan.
Falsely is what mine says.
You're going to bed?
I'll be listening.
Okay. All right. And Yahweh said unto me, the backsliding Israel hath justified herself more than the treacherous Judah. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, return, though backsliding Israel, saith Yahweh. And I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith Yahweh, and I will not keep anger forever.
That's a good verse right there. Mm-hmm. Where did he say he went to?
The north.
The north.
Right.
Yeah, where's the north?
Well, Egypt or Europe.
Europe. Yeah, he went to the north, and he's talking about his first half of the tribulation, which is the displeasure. I shall not look on you in displeasure, for I am lovingly committed, declares Yahweh, and I do not bear a grudge forever.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah, there's our hope right there.
Mm-hmm.
Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against Yahweh thy Elohim, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers, under every green tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith Yahweh. So what do we need to do? We need to repent.
Repent. Turn back.
That's
enough.
That's the only thing he said we need to do, too. He said, only acknowledge thine iniquity.
Yep. Just acknowledge it. Be like, okay, well, I shouldn't have been eating that pork. Let me just stop. It's not hard. Why do I've talked to so many Christians that'll sit there and say, "Oh, I love pork. This country was built on pork." Are you really willing to just test your soul just because you like the taste of bacon? Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. That's, you know what it is. They have no fear in them.
Yep. Yeah, and you mentioned that they have no fear in them. That one guy with the big beard that is from Sweden. Jacob or something. That guy made videos like openly mocking and like just joking, like eating bacon, like no, you know, like that's not gonna be good right there, you know.
Nope, that's they don't realize they're rejected. Mm-hmm. They're just walking dead, is what they are. That's
Yeah.
why they slander and mock and do the things that they do because they've been sent over to that delusion to believe it. They're not allowed to believe anything else. That's scary right there.
Yeah. Yep. That is. And it's, you know, there's nothing we can do about it. That's just, no matter how much we want to help them. And there's just some people that we just cannot. We just won't ever get through to them.
Joshua, that doesn't mean what you think it means, brother. Don't. I see so many people talking about that. It that doesn't mean what it means, brother. Don't bathe. Don't bathe. What is it? A goat in its mother's milk.
Yeah.
That's not what that means, brother. That has a way deeper meaning. Just like do not start a fire on the Sabbath. It means don't start a contention on the Sabbath. That it doesn't mean that. You got to read this stuff according to the Spirit, not according to the letter. And that's exactly why there will be 144,000 to feed the sheep and help them understand these things so they don't do the wrong thing, thinking they're trying to do something right. Because remember, there are ways that seem right to a man, but in the end, there leads to destruction. And that's exactly why there will be appointed 144 and the Messiah so they can help the remnant understand the deeper meanings behind this stuff.
Exactly. And just like we're doing right now. Um, he's helping me, and then I help others, and it just continues to a snowball effect.
And it doesn't matter when you started working, we're all going to get paid the same.
Yep.
Remember that.
Yep. That is a good thing right there.
The person who started in the morning compared to the person who started at night. It doesn't matter when. We're all
Yep.
going to get paid the same in the end. And hallelujah for that, because I don't care as long as y'all come to truth.
That's right. That's right. Well, you don't want to be there by yourself. All right. Well, you won't be.
I'll tell you what.
You'll
I'll
be
tell you what.
dead.
Hold on. I'm sorry, bro. I got this message from Kevin here. This is very easily. What is milk? The milk of Scripture is the basic principles and oracles. What are goats? Wink, wink. Think about it.
Yep. The
I
bad
want you guys to think about that one a little bit because that one has so many people tripping up.
goat's milk.
Yeah, the goat. Well, boiling a goat in its mother's milk.
Yeah. It's like bad doctrine, right?
Hmm.
Yep. Don't give your kids bad doctrine.
But what are the goats? Hmm. Get to
There.
searching.
Yeah. All right. So where were we at? 14. Kevin said he wanted you to go over verse
Yeah, I
14
know.
as well.
Oh,
So
verse 14 in here.
yeah,
Oh, uh,
I think so. I'll read that though first here. We haven't read it yet.
okay.
That's the one we're on next though.
Is it okay? Gotcha.
So turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
Oh, okay. That's what you. Yeah, that's a real tough revelation for you guys. He told you. He told y'all he was going to be dividing households,
Mm-hmm.
and that's literally what it says. One from a city and two from a family. The remnant's going to be small.
Yep. And there won't be a lot of people around you that will be going. That's why we're all spread out, talking to each other on here, is because we're
We're
not close to
scattered.
each other. Yeah,
But
that's
yes, that's usually a verse that I bring to people's attention when they're saying, "Well, I got to bring my whole family." I say, you're trying to fight against Yahweh. You ain't bringing your whole family."
yep. Uh, all right, 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. There's
That's the
144.
144th. Yep, right there.
And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, saith Yahweh, they shall no more, or they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore.
It won't be made again.
Yeah. So that's because it's going to be on our heart, right? Or in the end times.
It's going to be written on our hearts, and we've got our Messiah and the 144 right there.
Yep. We don't need it anymore because they're going to be. And at that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart.
That's right. No more transgressions, people. When Messiah comes, and I know there's a couple people in here that are new because I notice things. Um, you guys have to understand. I know some people are probably iffy and saying, I don't know if I can keep the law. But guess what, guys? When we go there with their Messiah, the whole law is going to be established. We're going to be walking in every footstep of it. And here's your choice. Either you can live righteously the way that Yahweh has ordained the earth to live righteously, or you can go to hell. Those are your only two options. So tear your heart, not your garment, circumcise that heart of yours, and understand that the way that we've been living, this Babylonian way, is not the way. Has it gotten us anywhere? Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Has it gotten us anywhere? No. Look at us. We're in shambles. We're in chains right now. We're being controlled by our government. This is Egypt. He turned his face away from us for 2 days. He's not looking at us right now. That's why we need a mediator between us and the Father, because he's not looking at us right now. He's letting us do our own thing and learn our own lesson. We didn't listen to a damn word he said when he said, don't do this and don't do that. Don't make covenants with these people and don't make covenants with those people. Well, guess what? We didn't listen. So he said, okay, my hands are up. Let me turn around. I ain't going to watch.
And
now look at us now.
The reality of that is we have had generations of people that have not been following his way
at all. And the people who did, the prophets that were sent to tell them, hey, turn back to this way because this is the right way, they killed. And to us, who are going to be eventually, as we get closer and closer to tribulation, guys, we're going to becoming the people who know this word are going to start becoming more and more and more and more quiet, only to pop on to really hit you guys with the really harsh stuff of revelation of truth. And people like us are going to have targets on our backs because this truth cuts deep, very deep.
Yeah, and the only reason we probably don't have targets right now is because the enemy is comfortable right now.
Oh, I'm pretty darn sure I've got a target on my back. Pretty sure I've called out some pretty like the BHI doctrine, the Purple Power Rangers. That's what I like to call them. I've called them out so many times, proved them dead wrong so many times, and the thing is, they're so in depth into their doctrine, they will like never acknowledge that they were wrong and just turn away from it and just follow the word. That's all they have to do. All they have to do is say, okay, I was wrong. All right, I'm not Israel. That's fine. Okay, Yahweh's going to cut a covenant with the world after this. I will look forward to this. I will not hurt his set apart seed in this time. I want to be an obedient child of Yahweh, and I want to see this new kingdom. No, they have that option. You know that?
Yeah.
They have that option. Do they want that option? No. They want to be served, bent over to, on your knees, kissing their boots.
Yep.
That's not going to fly. That's the evil that's in them. They don't even realize it.
Well, that's why they're whatever they believe where they came from or how they got here or whatever keeps changing because they just want to be at the head of everything.
Yep. And look at them now in our country. They're demanding reparations and all this other crap. Yeah. Good luck. Have fun.
And now they were here before Native Americans.
Yep. Now they're the true Native Americans. Yeah. They don't even know who the heck they are. They were Egyptians. They were Chinese. They were Native Americans. They were the true rulers over Greece. They were the true, what was it? The Vikings. They were the actual real Vikings. Oh my gosh, they're literally trying to steal everything.
Everything.
Like
Yeah.
they are culture vultures, and it's all based off of propaganda. And I tell you what, brother, just do a little bit of research on how much propaganda is used in their original land, and you will understand how easily persuaded they are with propaganda. That's why they mostly vote blue.
Yeah.
They keep voting blue to the left because they keep giving them false promises, and they don't never come through with those promises. But that doesn't click up here. They still vote blue. They still vote blue,
Right.
and they just don't get. It's all propaganda. It's all based off of propaganda.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right. 100%.
The heart of the wise is all the way to the right. The heart of a fool is to the left.
Hmm.
You better be far right, people, and I mean far right, according to this word as well. Because if you sit there and say, "Nah, that's too much, Yahweh, I can't handle that," well, guess what? Your ass is going over to a strong delusion. You believe whatever you want. I don't care. That's what he's going to say to you. That's what he's going to do to you, and I can prove that 6 ways sideways with this word.
Yep.
You better understand that everything that he has said is for a good reason. Yes, I understand that it might not sit with you the right way at first, but really try to meditate and understand why he said the things that he said.
Hmm. Yeah, and as soon as you start getting to the truth, the enemy will try to pull you back into where you were at. Like it happens all the time with me. I get Christians like, "Oh, just come back. Like why don't you believe in the truth anymore?" It's like, "No, I left the lies. Like
Mm-hmm.
what don't you get?" But
They're
it's
still eating from the tree of good and evil.
yeah, they still have that strong delusion over them. It's been like this. The reality is it's been carrying with us for generations and generations. So like it's not everybody is saved. We don't have millions and billions of people that are going to be there waiting for us. That's the truth. Like, I'm not saying that we get to decide who goes to heaven and hell, but the Bible says who gets to go to heaven and who goes to hell.
The Bible says in this time that the world has cut a covenant with death.
Yep.
You want to go there
So
real quick? It's very easy.
sure.
Just mark your page there and go over to Isaiah 28.
Okay. I got it. All right.
Isaiah 28, 14 through 17.
All right. Wherefore, hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, We have made a covenant with death, and with the grave are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall
The
pass
flooding,
through.
the overflowing scourge, the flooding of nations.
Okay. Shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves.
Pre-trib rapture. Oh, that stuff won't happen to us.
Yeah.
No, we're good. They made lies their refuge.
Yep. Therefore, thus saith my sovereign Yahweh, Behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a
What do you
sure
think that is?
foundation. Well, that's the Messiah right there.
Yeah. Now, what did we just read in Jeremiah 3, where it said they had worshipped stones and stocks?
Yep.
They're worshiping angels.
Gotcha.
That's why the stones will be the gathering, the heap of stones in Genesis 31
Oh,
is
yeah.
144. They will be made just like unto the angels, will they not?
Yep. Yep. That makes
So they
sense.
worship the angels.
Yep. That makes absolute sense. Wow. All right. A sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Yeah, I always did wonder what the stones was. You know what the wood is, obviously. It's a cross. and whatnot. But the stone always kind of, I was like, what could that part be, But that makes absolute sense. The angels
The
worshiping
trees.
worshiping
Think of.
Jesus.
Well, think about this. Like Isaiah 66 verse 17, they stand in the midst of the garden, hiding behind one tree,
Hmm.
consuming swine's flesh. What do you think that tree is?
The
It's not.
Trinity.
I mean, it is an idol, but what else? What is the tree? Good and evil.
The Trinity, the whatever, the fake Messiah saying that he's God.
That's right. Also, they're still hiding behind. They're still eating of that fruit of the tree of good and evil. That's
Yep.
what they're hiding behind. It. They're hiding behind Satan, saying, "I can do this."
Yep, that makes exact sense. Now it all fits together perfectly. Yep. Did you want me to read 17 yet, or did we kind of get the point across there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What's
Um,
going to happen when he sets up this cornerstone, which is our Messiah?
Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. That's the 144.
Mm-hmm.
And the waters shall overflow the hiding place. So that
The
means
flooding of nations.
yeah. The, oh, so they're gonna, okay, I got you. The hiding, yeah. And your
Mm-hmm.
covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with the grave shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge, the flood again, right,
Mm-hmm.
shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it.
There you go.
Hmm.
Pretty deep, huh?
Ah, that's good. That was good right there.
Yep. Hell's mouth has been wide open, people, the past 2,000 years. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what prophecy says. During this time of the night, we're in darkness right now because Messiah's not in the earth. He is the light of the world. He's not here. We've been in darkness. There is no prophecy. All things will be revealed by the means of the prophets. There is no prophecy of a pope being set up. There is no prophecy of these sister churches being set up. But there sure is a hell of a lot of prophecy talking about the Roman Empire being who deceives the world. You know that?
And
Iron teeth.
in all churches, I don't care what you are, any Christian church answers to the Roman Catholic Church, and they all fall under the Roman Catholic Church.
Yep.
So I don't care what anybody says. They tell you when to celebrate Christmas. They tell you when to celebrate Easter. They tell you to do Sunday worship. Nobody else.
That's
And the
right.
list goes on. The list goes on, but there's a good few big ones for y'all.
The
So we
lies
were
go
at
deep, deep.
yeah, we were at 318, right? You want to go back to there?
Yeah. We're done. I
Okay.
just wanted to show you that.
Yeah, that was great. That was really good. It was good to take me over there. And what was that one again? Isaiah 28.
I can't remember what verses I
Sorry,
have. No. It's fine. I'm sorry. I should have.
I
I
forgot to
have
write it
short-term memory loss, so
down. That happens.
Isaiah 28. That's 14 through 18.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we'll go back to that three Jeremiah 3:18. Thank you, child of the Almighty.
Yes, thank you for always doing that for us. We truly appreciate it, Sylvie.
Absolutely. Oh, that's Sylvie, huh? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
Okay,
Sylvie. That's a
awesome.
wonderful sister right there from Africa.
Great, great. Thank you, Sylvie. All
Very
right.
sweet young lady.
Well, that's everybody in our group.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just boasting on her.
I know. I'm
All of
just
our ladies in here are very sweet ladies.
all right. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. So they're going to be heading south,
They're gonna
everybody.
be heading. They're gonna be heading south. Yep, from the north. Where it is north, it's Europe, guys.
Yep.
It's not
Um,
Middle East.
Right, because we're talking about a place that is around the Euphrates River. So you go north from there is Europe, beyond the Euphrates, right?
Hmm.
So, but I said, how shall I put thee among the children and give thee a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the host of nations? And I said, thou shalt call me my father, and shalt not turn away from me. Surely, as a wife treacherously departeth from her husband, so have ye dealt treacherously with me, O house of Israel, saith Yahweh. A voice was heard upon the high places, weeping and supplications of the children of Israel. For they have perverted their way, and they have forgotten Yahweh their Elohim. Return ye, backsliding children, and I will heal your backslidings. Behold, we come unto
Sorry, sorry,
thee.
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. My apologies.
That's fine. Behold, we come unto thee, for thou art Yahweh, our Elohim. Truly in vain is salvation, hoped for from the hills, and from the multitude of mountains. Truly in Yahweh, our Elohim, is the salvation of Israel. So right there, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. That's
Yep. And remember what our Messiah said in Isaiah 49. He said, I have labored in vain, but my right ruling is with my Elohim.
mm-hmm,
Why did he labor in vain? Because nobody listened to him.
because we all transgressed anyways.
Yep. Kept doing our own thing, kept following the Pharisees,
Yeah.
traditions of men, not commandments of Yahweh.
That's right, and I'd like to touch on that for a minute before we finish this up. But
Sure.
The
Go for it, bro.
Pharisees didn't change. They just well, I mean, they didn't go away. They just changed. They went from doctrine of works without faith into faith without works. So
Hmm.
the Pharisees, modern day Pharisees, are your pastors in the Christian churches.
Yes, they are. Every single pastor in a Sunday synagogue today preaching pre-trib rapture is a modern day Pharisee.
Mhm. All right. For shame hath devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. We lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. For we have sinned against Yahweh our Elohim, we and our fathers from our youth even unto this day, and have not obeyed the voice of Yahweh our Elohim. Isn't that just what we said at the beginning? Like generations of people have been not following his way and being led to disobedience, born
Yep.
into it.
You guys would be very surprised how many times our Father has talking about the priest and the prophet and how they've passed down these lies in generations. He's not happy. I can tell
Mm-hmm.
you right now. That's why we're going through what we're going through in the world today. It's because the more we keep doing what we're doing, the angrier he gets. And as you can see, people are getting colder and colder and colder and more greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Greed is. I was talking to an individual today about buying something tomorrow when it's not Shabbat, and the greed that was coming off of this man was just mind blowing. Um, he was trying to persuade me, and I'm not born yesterday. I can tell when somebody's trying to do something to me. He's saying, "Oh, you better hurry up and come get it tomorrow because there's like so many people going to buy it." And like, you must think I'm foolish because you've had this post up for 3 4 months now, and you're now telling me that I need to hurry up and get down there. No, that's greedy, man. You're trying
Right.
to sucker me into buying something. It's not good.
Yep. Yeah, that's not good at all. That's a red flag right there.
Yep. Notice the signs. People are getting very greedy.
Mm-hmm. And you're talking about cold hearts. Like I've seen some things over in Asian countries that are just disgusting. Like there'll be babies just laying on the ground, and people will walk by them and stuff, and not even pay attention to them.
Yep.
You got even things that happen here where people will be in need of help or getting mugged or something like that, and people will just walk on by and not even like act like it's none of their business.
Hmm.
So that's the cold heart right there.
That's right.
But, well, that's the end of chapter 3. I don't know if you want to
Did
keep
you
going.
did you focus on 23? That's a really good verse to focus on.
Yeah, we talked about that one a little bit. Um,
I just like my translation a little bit better. It says, "Truly, delusion comes from the high hills, the
Delusion.
noisy throng. Yeah, the noisy throng on the mountains. Truly, in Yahweh our Elohim is the deliverance of Israel." And if you
Yeah.
look, untruth,
Hmm.
falsehood, lies, lying, deceitfulness, wrongfully, false.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Their salvation, they're hoping for salvation in their vain faith only doctrine.
Hmm.
That they're so good and that they're so loved that they don't need to do anything for our Father, that they can just believe and that they'll receive the blessing. And that's total lies. We just read it.
Absolutely. Well, we can read the next chapter, bro. We're on a roll tonight.
Yeah, might as
I'm
well.
down. I ain't
That
got
one
nothing to
was
do.
that
I'm
one was
having
kind of
fun.
short
I'm
too.
getting good, cozy feelings again. And when I've been stressed out all day, so this is
Awesome.
quite nice.
Awesome. Let's do it then.
Okay.
All right. If thou wilt return, O Israel, saith Yahweh, return unto me. And if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, then shalt thou not remove. And thou shalt swear, Yahweh liveth in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness. And the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory.
Yeah. Boast in Him, guys. Yes. Love it.
Mhm. For thus saith Yahweh to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns.
Ooh, I
Mm.
like this verse right here. Let me tell you what. It's talking about beyond the rivers of Ethiopia right here. And it's telling them to specifically to do something. Do not sow among thorns.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
What are they doing?
like about the
Huh?
people that are going, the people that they'll be going into are going to be the thorns, right?
Yeah, they are. That's for thorns and briars shall it bring forth
Yep. So
by the sweat of thy brow.
don't be mixing that seed.
Mm. Yeah, well, don't be mixing the seed, but don't sow. What is sow? Sowing is casting the word to people. He's
Yeah,
telling you don't sow amongst thorns. Remember, he said, do not give what is good to the dogs and do not cast
right,
your pearl before swine,
right.
lest they turn around and rend you. That's literally what it's talking about right here.
Yep, yep. Yeah, don't
Don't
try
give
and
good to
share
what
it.
to dogs.
Like all these people that are trying to go on these missionary things to like Mexico and stuff, and
Yep, yep. You don't have to say it. Most of us already know. But yes,
yeah,
that is part of one of the greater deceptions is to do what we've been doing.
yeah,
But it wasn't the right gospel. It was the universal Genesis, I'm sorry, universal Ezekiel 31 gospel. The tree that reached the height of the heavens, that the beasts of the field found shade under, and the fowls of the heavens found the nest on its branches.
yep,
All the nations came to it. It was a universal one world religion. The
yeah.
one world religion's already been here, people. I don't know what you're waiting for. I
And
have no
it's
idea what y'all are waiting for.
yep, yep. And they're just throwing it right in our face now with what they're
This book
doing
is for Israel.
with the
But
pork and
I tell
everything.
you what, let me pause here real quick.
Sure.
Um, go over, mark your spot and go over to Hosea 2:16 and 17.
All right. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Baali, or Baal.
Mm-hmm.
For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name.
Lord, no more Lord coming out of your mouth, people. That's exactly what Baal means. It means Lord.
Yep.
All these people running around saying, praise the Lord. That means Baal. Yeah, that's
Yep.
exactly what it means. That's how deep the deception goes. That's how many people are deceived by Satan. They're calling on the name of Baal, not even realizing it.
Yep. Yeah, the whole church is full of that, like in one way or another. It's
Just in case anybody thinks that we're pulling their legs, can I pull that up? Because, like I said, we got new people in here that are
yeah,
not sure, and I think that's a good thing to cover real quick. What we're about to cover is really good too, but um, just for the new people, I think it's very important.
absolutely. That's what we're here for, is to try and help people understand that don't already. So
3225. I'm just gonna pick out one.
sure. And thank everybody for being here. It's great to have all the regular people that are in the family, and it's great to have some new people in here. There's a lot of new people actually. Good.
There it is, right there. Found it. Can you pull me up on the big screen real quick so I
Yep.
can show everybody?
Gotcha.
Hold on a second. Let's see here. I forgot how to do this.
I have the same problem. I'm kind of old.
Yeah, it's part of getting up there in our age.
Yeah. How old are you again, by the way?
Me,
Yeah.
36.
36. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still fairly young, kind of. I don't feel it though. All right, you guys see this? There it is, right there. H1168, Baal, right there. Baal, Baalim. Go to the Strongs. Baal, the same as H1167. Baal, a Phoenician deity. Baal, plural. Baalim. Notice how it says plural? That means multiple gods, right there. And there it is, right there. Baal, Lord. That's exactly what it means. Lord. Everybody walking around saying, I love the Lord. The Lord told me this. The Lord told me that. No, they're calling on Baal. That's what it means right there. Am I making up things right now?
Nope. You
Yep,
just.
that's Blue Letter Bible right there.
Yep.
Yep, it's a plural Trinity God. That's what it is. Baal is three gods, guys. It's
Just.
multiple gods in one.
Yep. Just
That's
like
what Trinity is.
Legion was many. When he cast Legion out of the man on the road when they got off the boat, that was many demons. It was like almost 2,000. So, but it
Mm-hmm.
only, was only one name. They said Legion, but just kind of like that. But the Baal is three. So the Trinity doctrine, the three unclean spirits of Revelations that are frogs.
Yep. The Messiah ain't God, people. He is the Son of God. And if you're saying he's God, you're calling him Lord, you're doing this right here. This is who you're worshiping right here. You've been deceived to worship this right here, Baal. There it is. It's a plural
Hallelujah.
God. You guys have been duped so big.
And I was
I'm not
too.
saying that to be rude.
Yep,
Sorry.
I was too for 40 years. I was a
I
Christian
was
for
too.
40 years. Yep. Just 2.5 years ago, less than, I was going to Pentecostal church. So, does anyone know Calculated Reality? He wants to come up.
We're in the middle of a teaching, but I
There
don't
we
think
go.
that's a good. How about this? We'll let people up after we're done with our teaching, brother, because right now we're in the middle of something. and then we'll take it afterwards. So just hang around. Here it is again, the root word of Baal, rulers and lords, right there. There it is, Lord, used as foreign gods. Right there it is again. That's the root word of Baal. Right there, H1167, Baal. No one's giving opinion here, so if you're trying to come up here and argue with what we're saying, don't argue with us. Argue with what the literal Hebrew is.
Yeah.
It's Baal, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he said it was an accident too, though. He's good. He started following me, so that's cool. Thank you for the follow, bud.
No worries, bro. I know some people want to come up here and argue about this stuff. They're like, no, then guys, just listen to what we're trying to show you. We're not giving opinions here. We're really trying to help you guys because Revelation makes it very clear that the world's been deceived by Satan, the whole world. And right now, he's calling children to come out of the world, come out of the church and start following him. And that's what we're trying to help you guys realize is how deceived we truly have been. That's it. Not trying to hurt people's feelings, not trying to stray anybody in the wrong direction. That's why we have proof sitting right here in front of our face that we can show you with scripture alone. So go ahead, brother. Hosea 2:17 and 18. And 18 is specifically what I wanted to show to the world.
I'd also like to point out to them that Ishi means husband, because a lot of people might not know what that means as well and think that it's just some other name of another god or something, but that's actually husband. So Yahweh says, "Thou shalt call me husband." All right.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want me to read 17 and 18, or we already read 17? I think.
Yeah, read 18, because this is about the covenant he's going to make with all the nations in the world.
Okay.
Every people that's left after the tribulation.
And in that day I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and I will make them to lie down safely.
That's the nations. The bow and the bow and the sword is them. They are the bow and the sword that he's sending amongst us.
Yep.
And he said he will make them lay down in safety. He will cut a covenant. This isn't talking about animals, y'all. It's not. So knowing what you know now, why would you try to eliminate a people off of the earth? Why?
Mm-hmm.
I know I wouldn't try it. If I was unsure of who I was, I wouldn't touch anybody.
Right.
Especially when I've been proved wrong time and time and time again. But see, they don't hear that. And nor is there any fear in them to hear that. No, they have their heart set on eliminating a certain people off this earth, and that's what their heart is set to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're promoting it every day. It's on the radio, it's on TV, it's in movies. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's on the news. You can't get away from it.
Right.
It's being promoted at the highest level that one people in this earth is the biggest problem. And who do you think that's it? Who it is?
Yep. We'll let you guess on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't take rocket scientists to figure it out, y'all, and
Right.
to know that we are in that time right now. And people are looking at us like we're the bad guys because our twin brother Esau, who's ruling things, is doing all this stuff, showing his face like he is us, and he isn't.
Let's see, where were we at? 18.
Zachary,
You want me to go?
no, we're done there. I just wanted to show that the world's going to be kind of covenant with. And if you have Second Baruch, do you have Second Baruch?
Yeah, I do, I believe.
You want to go over there too for a second witness?
Sure. Let me grab that.
Let me pull it up for you too. Second Baruch is definitely scripture, guys. Go read Genesis 36. It talks all about Baruch's writings and how they were burned and rewritten. I mean, not Genesis 36. I'm sorry, Jeremiah 36. Did I say Genesis 36? I probably did.
I'm not sure what you said. I think you said Genesis, yeah. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, it's Jeremiah 36. It talks about Baruch. He wrote a prophecy. He handed it before the kings. It was too hard for them to handle it, so they burned it and they chastised him for it. And then he and Jeremiah rewrote the book, and it was kept under safety. And we used to have that book. It's still available. You can read it, and he's about to read it to you. And we're about to show you something deep because what it's talking about is our Messiah.
All right, where did you want me to read?
Hold on, let me find it. Second Baruch is full of wisdom and knowledge, guys. Full of it. Full of wisdom and knowledge.
Here, I'll read the little caption on it. It was written in the 1st or 2nd century. It is also known as the Apocalypse of Baruch.
Yep.
Occupies the first 77 chapters of the book. Okay.
Where is it?
Hey, Carlton, shalom.
Hold on a second.
This one's big. It's got a lot of short chapters, though.
Yep. Let me pull out my Cipher Bible because I've got the notes there. And oh, where is my Cipher Bible? Here it is, right there. Come here, you. It's been a long time since I picked you up. That's the first book I read out of Baruch. Oh, Baruch was one of my favorite books. It's so full of wisdom and knowledge. And it doesn't contradict anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
You cannot find anything that contradicts in that book at all.
That's
And if you think you can, come talk with me. We'll figure that out. Because I've already picked that book apart years ago, and you can't. You can connect it directly to the prophets. Page 924. I can also give you another witness to what I'm talking about in Zechariah 14. I'm not saying anything crazy. So, where is it? All right, it's Second Baruch chapter 72.
okay.
Very short chapters, only 6 verses long.
I got you. Now also here, regarding the bright lightning, which is to come at the consummation after these black waters.
What are waters? Shh. Don't say it aloud.
Okay. This is the word. After the signs have come of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent, and the time of my Messiah is come. He will both summon all the nations, and some of them he will spare, and some of them he will slay. The locust army. Then
Yep.
Therefore these things will come on the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which does not know Israel and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will indeed be spared. And this is because some out of every nation will be subject to your people. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you will be given up to the sword.
You hear that, BHI?
Yeah.
You guys who are planning on eliminating a certain people from the earth, if you touch us, that's exactly what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So you can either be spared or you can be trodden underfoot by the Messiah in 144.
Yep.
Because he said he would cut a covenant with the world.
Yeah, so there's no reason to eliminate anybody.
There's no reason to eliminate anybody, but they're going to do it anyways because they're too damn prideful in their heart.
Yep.
They can't let it go. They've allowed the world to corrupt their minds and thinking that a certain people has done them wrong, and it wasn't that people at all. Hold on a second. I want to show you something else cool, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
While we're here, go over to chapter 39:5 and go into 40. It's a very short chapter, so don't worry. It is full of small chapters.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the right spot. My book's kind of goofy on how it marks out the verses, but mine starts with, "And after these things, a fourth kingdom will arise."
The fourth horn.
All right, whose power will be harsh and evil far beyond those which were before it. And it will rule many times as the forests on the plain, and it will hold fast for times and will exalt itself more than the cedars of Lebanon.
That's the Assyrian Roman Empire, the fourth horn.
And by it the truth will be hidden, and all
Ooh.
those pardon me.
Has the truth been hidden
Absolutely.
through this fourth horn that we're under right now?
Yep.
The iron legs that turn into iron and clay? The feet, the 10-toed kingdom? Are we not in 10 kingdoms?
Absolutely.
Telling you about that right now.
And all those who are polluted with iniquity will flee to it.
Oh.
As evil beasts flee and creep into the forest. Yeah, that is what's happening. Absolutely. Like all the people that are broken and trodden on or whatever, dealing with tribulations and trials, they're all running to the Christian church to ask them to save their woes. And all they need to do is believe, and it'll all be fixed.
A false sense of security.
Yep. And that's actually what, they'll be screaming safety and security, and what'll happen? Sudden destruction. And it will come to pass when the time of its consummation, that it should fall, has approached. Then the principate of my Messiah will be revealed, which is like the fountain and the vine. And when it is revealed, it will root out the multitude of its host.
That means his ways, the ways of the Messiah will be revealed. Are they being revealed to us right now?
Absolutely.
During this fourth horn?
Yep.
Where truth has been taken away from the world? That everybody has fled to like beasts in the field? Tell me this prophecy is lying right now, people. But now, the ways of the Messiah, the principate of the Messiah is being revealed to us. His true nature, who he really is.
Yep.
There is nothing wrong with the book of Baruch, guys. You cannot debunk it. I told y'all. This book is 100% truth. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out.
That's all right. And as touching that which you have seen, the lofty cedar, which was left of that forest, and the fact of that the vine spoke those words with it which you heard, this is the word.
Is the word. Keep going.
I was just reading that over again. I felt like I kind of jumbled through that one.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to tell you what to do. I just thought we were done. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. The last leader of that time will be left alive, when the multitude of his host will be put to the sword. And he will be bound, and they will take him up to Mount Zion, and my Messiah will convict him of all his impieties, and will gather and set before him all the works of his hosts. Must be talking about the Antichrist right there, huh?
Yep, Satan himself.
Yeah.
This is chapter 40, verse 1, and verse 1 right now. We're about to be going in verse 2.
Yep. And afterward he will put him to death, and protect the rest of my people, which will be found in the place which I have chosen. So that's talking about when he's going to be bound up, and then for the 1,000 years, the Messiah will have him in the pit, and then he'll be after he's released, he'll be put to death to protect the rest of the people, because he's going to try to go in to attack them and surround the actual Israel. And his principate will stand forever until the world of corruption is at an end, until the times previously mentioned are fulfilled. This is your vision, and this is its interpretation.
Oh, that's so cool, ain't it?
Yeah,
Tell me Baruch is lying.
yeah. No,
Read
it's
verse 41, 1 through 3, and
okay.
it's going to explain so much to you.
And I answered and said, for whom and for how many will these things be? Or who will be worthy to live at that time? For I will speak before you everything that I think, and I will ask of you regarding those things which I meditate. For behold, I see many of your people who have withdrawn from your covenant, and cast from themselves the yoke of your law.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So who's going to be a part of this, people?
The ones that are following the Messiah's yoke.
Yep. And take up my yoke. It's easy. Did he not say that?
Yep.
Did he not say, pick up those who don't pick up their cross and follow me are unworthy of me?
Yep. And
If you keep the Torah?
he didn't say his yoke was effortless. He didn't say all you got to do is believe and you got my yoke.
Nope. He said it's light.
Yep. You still got to carry it though.
You still got to carry something. It's a lot better than the world's yoke. Do you like keeping all the world's laws?
Mm.
Think
Hallelujah.
about it. You've got 600. Let's just say 613 laws compared to. Let's just hold on a second. Let's see how many whiners there are out there about keeping the law. How many laws are here in America? Let's take a look.
Yeah.
We're just
I bet a lot of people will be surprised at how many laws there are. And then, when they hear how many, they'll probably feel pretty good about themselves that they're still out of jail. Imagine how much you could feel how good you could make our Father feel if you could keep his minuscule amount of laws that he put in place for us, comparably.
the U.S. has hundreds of thousands of federal statutes and regulations, yet we hear people. Oh my gosh, this is the chronological but still incomplete list of United States federal legislation. Congress has enacted approximately 200 to 600 statutes during each of its 119 biennial terms, so more than 30,000 statutes have been enacted since 1789.
Wow.
Yet we have Christians whining about keeping Father's ways, 613 ways, and it's not 613 ways because not all 613 apply to you.
Right. What is it
You have women laws.
for the average person, for the average man, it's like 25 or 30 or something like that.
Oh, but it's so hard. It's so bright. We can't look upon that veil of Moses. Put that veil back on. We love our Babylonian laws,
Yeah.
30,000.
Yeah. And granted, if you're a farmer or whatnot, you have some more. And if you're a priest, then you have some more, but those are some options and choices that you can make and as well, or if you answer your calling or whatnot. But for sure, we need to do the basic minimum, of what's
Exactly.
required.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. And it's not hard. If you see your neighbor's donkey get out of his cage, don't kill it and take it or try to take it for yourself. Be a kind person and return it. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't commit adultery. Don't have other gods. Don't do these simple things that you're not supposed to do. How hard is it, people?
Yeah.
Just to be a good person.
Yeah, when there's a lot of people that, well, I haven't done this in a while, but when people would contend with me or start arguing with me, I'd be like, well, which one of the 10 commandments don't you want to keep? It's not that hard, because really the law or the Torah just kind of instructs us how to live our life so that we can keep the 10 commandments. So it's not a burden. It's how we keep ourselves in line. I mean,
Exactly. And it's so nice because if you think about it, we have seasonal feast days by the Father, and we get 7 days off for each feast day
mhm,
to rest. What's so bad about that? How
yeah,
many do we get for Christmas? Two. How many do we get for Thanksgiving? Maybe two. How many for
maybe,
Easter? None.
yeah. And man, the Christmas and Easter always, or like Christmas and Thanksgiving, almost always felt more of like a burden and more work than it was any type of enjoyment. You know, you got
Because you're
family
constantly have to
coming.
go out and buy everything and get the best presents. And oh man,
Yep,
you're just wasting money. You're just supporting the system.
yep. And probably eating food that is detestable and not good too. You're eating pork and ham for Christmas is a big one. You know,
Hmm. And
um,
he told you not to eat those things because they're bad for you,
mhm,
not because he wants to be mean to you. A pig is literally the equivalent of a human being, the flesh and all.
yeah.
They're bottom eaters. They eat the garbage. They eat whatever.
And the parasites that come with them, if it's not cooked properly, are damaging for lifelong if you don't ever get rid of them. Like I seen a X-ray, I think it was yesterday, of this woman that they were having some pain in their pelvic area, and they were just littered with like tapeworm or something all throughout their. It went into their muscle and fat, so it was like everywhere. So, and that all came from eating pork. There's no other way she got it. So that's why he did it, is to help us live a healthy and clean lifestyle so that, you know, we aren't riddled with tumors and getting all kinds of cancers and having diseases and stuff like that. Now I'm saying, if you have those things, does that mean you're not of him? No. But you can start improving your health by following his dietary meal.
That's right. It's not hard. Be a good person, people.
Yeah.
Look, did Moses hate the Ethiopian people? No. No, he didn't. He treated them with kindness, love, and respect. And they're going to be given a covenant. So why would anybody want to do any kind of bloodshed in this day? Why? It's beyond understanding for me. Like, just be good people to each other. Yes, we're in Babylon right now. We're forced to be amongst each other. Don't do what the world is doing, people.
And isn't there enough bloodshed and hurt and anger and pain and suffering in this world? Like, isn't there really enough? I mean, can we not try to bring some goodness and be lights of the world? Um, you know, that's what we were commanded to do all through this scripture. And if we're not really doing it, then what are we following and what are we really doing? We're just being like
Exactly.
everybody else.
Exactly. Just be lights, people. Be lights to your family. Be lights to the world. People are going to hate you for it, but blessed are you.
But not
They're not going to
everybody's gonna.
understand you.
Yeah. And not everybody's going to hate you, and the ones that don't are going to be a blessing, and they're going to be what makes it all worthwhile.
So, yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. You can put yourself back up on the big screen, bro. I just wanted to
Yeah.
pull that up for you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take the light from you.
No, you're fine. I don't need any light anyways. I mean, just the one I need to shine for him. That's the only light I need. So,
That's it. So, yeah, we can go back over to Jeremiah 3. I apologize for taking us on that little detour, but I thought it was important for
well,
everybody to hear, regardless
yeah.
of who you are.
Well, I'll be honest. Like, I think I know my wife said that she likes when we kind of break off and say talk about things a little bit. So it's not a bad thing for us to, you know, it gets personable and you can relate with people on things. So because you know people don't want to just hear all this stuff all the time and not be able to relate with it. So I think it's great that we break off and break into actual real life situations, like going to Christian churches. That's a big thing right now. There's a third of the population that's lost in it. So um, I have no problem talking about that at all.
Me neither. I actually enjoyed it. I think it's fruitful for everybody.
Hmm.
And you know what? I think we should, every once in a while pop into the Apocrypha just to show people that the lies that people are saying, oh, it's false books. It's not in our 66 book canon, so it's not canonical, it's not real. No, man. No one has the decision to remove books. Okay? No one.
Yeah.
Not a soul in this world. Thou shalt
And
not add nor take away from this word I give you.
right. And you make a very good point. Like in my teachings, I usually don't include the Apocrypha. Like I just usually use the Old and New Testament. But today I had my wife help me a little bit with some verses, and she had wrote down a verse from Enoch. And I was like, huh, great. Like that's awesome. Like I should probably start doing that too. Like it's all relevant, you know. Um, but she's got that book on her her phone where it has Enoch in there, so she could search stuff a lot easier than I can. But I need to get that thing. That's sweet.
The Cipher Bible book.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's only like $20. I made sure I bought it for my computer because I like having it around so I can just search word search stuff into Apocrypha. I do
yeah.
a lot of word searching.
That's what I might do is buy it like digital for my computer. But I already got a hard copy of the other one. So where were we at on? I think we got into 4. I
We
don't
were,
know.
yeah, we were we in 4? Yeah, we were in 4.
Yeah. We weren't very far though. Number 4, I think, is we just read 4:3 because we talked about breaking up the fallow ground.
Yep, you're right.
All right. Circumcise yourselves to Yahweh and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings.
Notice how it's talking about Jerusalem and Judah here. It's talking about the promise
Yeah,
beyond the rivers.
yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Declare ye in Judah and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land, cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defenced cities. Set up the standard towards Zion, retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction.
That's the Northern Army right there.
Yeah,
Go into Zion, go into Jerusalem, beyond the rivers.
yeah. And this is
That's why he
before
said,
this
I'm
is
sorry.
this is before us being gathered in.
Yes, that's why it says, that's why I took you over when we discussed this Northern Army going into Jerusalem. I always point back to Luke 21, and it says, when you see the enemy surrounding Jerusalem, those who are in the field don't go and don't go there. Just
Yeah.
don't go there. You know, um, because there's going to be great tribulation coming.
And that's what's happening right now.
That's exactly what's happening right now. And no, we're not talking about that land called Israel, people. If
Right.
that's what you're thinking and you're new here, nope, it's far from there. And it's not here in America either. So get that idea out of your head as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Syria.
Yep, I was just gonna say the Syria. I'm getting that down. I've been looking those over a couple times a day just so I can kind of get it ingrained
Remember it.
in my head. Yeah, I got a
It'll
little.
stick to your brain.
Huh?
It'll stick to your brain.
Yeah, the more I do it and stuff, it'll stick. I mean, you know, I've been cramming a lot in the last month here, so
Oh, I know.
it'll all work itself out eventually.
Yeah, it will. You'll get it.
Yep. And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. For this gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of Yahweh is not turned back from us. So what is that? That means repent right there, right?
Yeah, that's talking about the first half of the tribulation, the anger, the indignation, or also known as the displeasure, the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And it says in verse 7, he has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste. Where did all this northern army that crossed our border go to mainly?
Yeah, the big cities for sure.
Exactly, the cities.
Yep. I got to see that firsthand in Minnesota.
Hmm.
It is not the same place that I grew up in. Um,
Yep.
there's parts of that, like I grew up in St. Cloud area, and there's parts of that city that the cops won't even go into anymore because they pretty much run under Sharia law.
Yep. I know. And they'll tell you if you try to go drive in there, they'll say, or if you accidentally go in there, they'll tell you, "What the hell are you doing in here? You need to leave now."
Yep. Yep.
Had that said to me before.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably stoning people on the street and stuff, like
Hmm.
they operate under their own thing. So, um, and we just let it happen. Well, they are because they're scared.
Well, we should have never allowed them into our nation, anyways. That was part of one of our laws. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, this is his hand against us. He's the one sending them here, as he just said.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, that, like you've been saying, and I've kind of thought about this and talked about it with people personally. Is like, like we can't try to stop these things because that's His will. Like these people are the blind servants and the worthless shepherds. They're doing His will unknowingly and separating the chaff from the wheat for us or
Oh,
for us.
remember how much we sit there and say, "Oh, love them. They're good people." He's about to show us how good of people they are. He's sent a
Yeah.
whole multitude in here. We're about to figure out all those liberals that were sitting there saying, "Oh, just love and love, 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 love," and they're about to figure out how much they love us.
All you gotta do is go walk around a shopping center with them one time. Like go to the Goodwill in St. Cloud, Minnesota one time, and you tell me how much that you love them.
Yep.
But
Oh, I know. I've been out that way before.
yeah, it's ugly. It's gross. Um, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I was at 9, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it shall come to pass at that day, saith Yahweh, that the heart of the king shall perish, and the heart of the princes and the priests shall be astonished, and the prophets shall wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all these things they're going to be like, whoa, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm. What have I done? What's
Hmm.
going on? Why is this happening to us? We just try to be love, 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 love everybody. And now all of a sudden these people are turning on us. What's going on here?
Yeah, yeah, we
Guys,
do.
we have a law that specifically says don't allow them in your land.
Yep,
It's right there in the Torah. It says, do not allow them to live amongst you. Do not make a covenant with them. Do not let them rule over you. And here they are. They're sitting in Congress.
yep,
Got a woman sitting in Congress that married her husband
yep.
in Minnesota, calling
Yeah,
for riots and looting.
and there was another one that was a governor of Minnesota for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You liberals out there about the you're about the FAFO, telling you, and it's going to be in the worst way that you can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to let everybody over the borders, but when they need a place to stay, they aren't going to let them in their house. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah, just come on in, come on. And now what? We got people cooking rats on the streets and yep,
Yeah.
unaliving and raping children and yep, you're
Yeah.
about to figure out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wait until they flood the palace. These people that allowed this, they're going to get it the worst. Did you know that?
Mm.
They're going to be destroyed in a way that you cannot imagine.
Well,
Everything's going to recompense right back on top of their own head. They think they're going to be able to hide from what they did, allowing this flood to come here. Oh no, no, no! They're going to taste every bit of it. They think they're cunning, they think they're smart, but they're not. They're going to pay for every single thing that they did.
yeah. Well, I'm glad I won't be on the end of that stick.
Me too. Oh, me too, bud.
Hmm. Then said I, Ah, my sovereign Yahweh, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, Ye shall have peace, whereas the sword reacheth unto the soul. Just like you were talking about.
Yep. Where are you? I lost my place.
410. Now I'm on 411.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
A dry wind,
yep.
become a
No,
dry place. No
no word.
understanding.
Yep. No truth, no Torah. Even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also will I give sentence against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind.
Oh, who's coming in the clouds?
The Messiah
Yeah,
and the four
in a
horsemen.
whirlwind.
Yeah. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled.
No, this one is actually not talking about the horsemen. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because he, singular, shall come as clouds, and his chariots with him shall be as a whirlwind. You got to know what the whirlwind represents. Angelic, it's angels,
Oh, so his host of
and
armies.
and his horses are swifter than eagles. What do eagles have? Wings. Where do they like to nest? On the top of the rock, where they have a bird's eye view on everything. Angels.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
woe unto us, for we are spoiled. This is talking about the Messiah's return with the 144 and the myriads upon myriads of angels right there. Verse
Gotcha.
13.
Yeah. It makes sense. The
They sit upon the rock. Who's the rock?
Messiah.
No, he's the stone. He's the cornerstone. Who's the rock? He
Oh,
was cut
right.
from the rock.
Right.
Go over to Deuteronomy 32 real quick. Save your place.
Got
We're
it.
gonna make sure everybody knows this. And don't.
Oh, yeah, I know. I think it came to me. Yep. Mount Horeb.
Deuteronomy 32:4. I'm sorry, Deuteronomy 32 1 through 4.
All right.
Remember, Yeshua was the cornerstone that was cut from the rock.
Right. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my
Mm,
speech shall distill as the dew.
the latter rains.
Yep. As the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will publish the name of Yahweh, ascribe ye greatness unto our Elohim. He is the rock, his work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, an El of truth, and without iniquity. Just and right is he.
There you go. He is the rock. Yeshua was cut from the rock without hands. He's the
Gotcha.
cornerstone. He is the stone.
Yep.
Remember, the 144 will be given white stones with a new name.
Mm-hmm.
Stones just represent angelics.
So then he can build his kingdom with the stones. That makes sense. Yeah, you can kind of put that together like that.
They will be the pillars of the temple.
Yeah.
That's why he said in Revelation, I will make thee a pillar of my God.
Gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I lost my place now.
sorry.
That's all right. It's not your fault. I think 413, right? Was what I just
Uh,
read.
yeah, we were on 413. We're on 414 now.
Yep. Okay, I'm there. That was good though. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. I
I
love
like
doing
it.
this.
Yeah, I love those little side steps. All right. For a voice declareth from Dan, and publisheth affliction from Mount Ephraim. Make ye mention. Oh wait, I skipped a verse.
You did skip a verse.
O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? For a voice declareth from Dan, and publish affliction from Mount Ephraim.
I thought Dan was cut off.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
That's
need
why
to
people
go.
need to study the prophets. There's
Yep.
so many people running around saying, Dan's no more. He's cut off. He's done. He's not done.
Yep. Nor is Ephraim.
Mm-mm. Ephraim was his firstborn, his love.
All right. Make ye mention. Sorry, I'm just writing something down here quick. Hold me
No,
a
you're
minute.
good. Go for it. Take your time.
All right. Make ye mention to the nations, behold, or make ye mention to the nations, behold, publish against Jerusalem that watchers come from a far country, and give out their voice against the cities of Judah.
Mm-hmm. The watchers, the
Mm-hmm.
angels.
Yeah. As keepers of a field are they against her round about, because she hath been rebellious against me, saith Yahweh. Thy way and thy doings have procured these things unto thee. This is thy wickedness, because it is bitter, because it reacheth in unto thine heart. My bowels, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war.
The sound of the trumpet.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to hurt his heart to do what he's got to do.
The tears are going to flow from his eyes.
Destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled, and my curtains in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Remember the curtains in the tabernacle that was built?
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink.
All right. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
None. None.
Sottish means foolish.
Mm-hmm.
They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Knowledge. None. They have no understanding. Zero.
Yep. And that was a lot of us prior to now, that we're just coming into this. And most of my life, I say more than not, I lived without knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yep. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. That sounds like Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills moved lightly. I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens were fled.
The fowls, the watchers, the angels,
Mm-hmm.
they fly in the heavens.
I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of Yahweh and by his fierce anger. For thus hath Yahweh said, the whole land shall be desolate, yet I will not make a full end. And this is talking about his word, right? That is desolate of his water, like dry land.
Mm-hmm.
For this,
Yet will I not make a full end. That's a good thing.
right. Yeah, because otherwise it'd just be the end of everything. For this shall
Mm-hmm.
the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it, I have purposed it, and will not repent, neither will I turn back from it.
You hear that, Christians? You cannot change what the prophets say.
Mm-hmm.
This will happen regardless if you want it to or not.
Yep. Like I had said at the beginning of this, his word has not changed and it will not change. And nothing in it has changed when the Messiah came.
Mm-mm. Not one word.
Yep. The whole city shall flee for the noise of the horsemen and bowmen.
There's
They,
the four horsemen.
yep. They shall go into thickets and climb up upon the rocks. Every city shall be forsaken, and not a man dwell therein.
Notice where it says, and they shall climb upon the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go seeking their gods for help.
Okay. Yep.
Who is our rock? It's Yahweh. So who
Right.
is these rocks that they're running to for help?
Baal.
Yep.
And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting in vain, shalt thou make thyself fair, thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child.
Sound familiar? Revelation 12.
Yep. That voice is going to get louder and louder as we get closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me now, for my soul is wearied because of murderers.
Of murderers. That's right. And that's what's going to bring forth the child that will be called up to heaven, which is the 144,000 who are going to meet the Messiah in the air, and they'll be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to come back with the Messiah, with angels, because they will be made just like the angels. They're not going to die. They're going to live with the Messiah for 1,000 years on the new earth. They are bought and paid for by his blood, and they're going to decimate sin from the earth.
Hallelujah. That'll be a glorious day. As hard as it's going to be, it'll be a great day because we will be able to live in truth and walk as he wants us to, without conviction or condemnation from the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be something that we are going to love more than anything else that we have ever experienced.
The rewards that come with this stuff, guys, I know we're covering this, and this is only to get you guys to understand what's going to happen. But the reward behind this is going to be fabulous. It's going to be great, um, especially for the women. I've had women come up and ask me, like, can we cover more womanly things that's going to happen? Yeah, you're not going to feel pain anymore when you give birth. Do you know that? I mean, many great things are going to happen. We're going to have long lives as the life of a tree. Um, the old men won't die at a young age. You know, like 100 years old won't be considered old. It'll be considered still young.
Mm-hmm. Hallelujah. Yeah, and like when Adam sinned, or when he committed sin, and it said, on this day you shall die. Well, he did, because a day is 1,000 years to him.
That's right.
So, he lived to be 900 and some years old, but that was still his day. So this 1,000 year millennia is one day for our Father.
And
So,
because sin has continued to abound, our lifespans have become shorter and shorter and shorter. That's why you see men dying at young ages, like 40 years old, having heart attacks, is because of the things that we eat, the things he said don't eat, but we eat them, and we wonder why our men are dying left and right with heart attacks and all these health problems. People don't get it. And you don't even understand. I hear the biggest question, like, why do children die? You don't understand what sin does and what sacrifices have to be made for that sin, y'all. It's a lot deeper than y'all realize. It's not just you that suffer for the sins. Remember, the part of the curses of the law is he's going to curse generations of our family line. That's part of the curse. And our children will pay for our sins. We're still suffering the sins of our forefathers today.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And all you got to do is just turn back to the Father, and we'll get to see that new kingdom, and all that stuff's going to be wiped away. Live in righteousness. Start practicing it now. Just like he said, some will bring 30 fruits, some will bring 60, and some will bring 80.
Hmm.
No one's asking you to be perfect, but you should be striving for righteousness, guys.
That's right.
Repent.
Repent. That's
That's
right.
right, Kelly. Repent. Knock it off. Quit doing the things that the church is doing. Quit listening to ungodly music. Quit watching all these TV shows that are corrupting your mind. We've been commanded to watch what goes into our ears and what goes into our eyes, and yet we stand and watch all this fornication and every love romance novel on TV now is about, women giving women the lustful idea on how to sleep on their man and how to make it seem romantic,
Hmm.
teaching
Yeah.
you to commit adultery. And that's why there is so much adultery, because we're not watching what goes into our eyes. We're not watching what goes into our ears.
Absolutely. It is absolutely sick what is on regular TV nowadays. Like, even compared to when I was a kid, it was pretty sick when I was a kid, but what we see now is absolutely disgusting.
It is. And we wonder why the divorce rate is through the roof. Women will divorce their man just for anything, just because she wants a child support check or just because she wants alimony. They don't care. The only reason why you should be divorcing your man or men divorcing your women is by the means of adultery,
Yeah.
uncleanness.
All right, we got Scott here that's asking, what can I say to the dirt that think Jesus is black? My advice is to not argue with them. My advice
Yeah.
is, if you have someone that wants to argue with you, block them if it becomes an argument, and just move on and keep your own sanctification and your own peace.
Bro, I can prove them wrong 100,000 different ways, and they will never hear it. It's there's been play. Let me put it. Everybody here is fully aware that this is. You look at the back of your dollar bill; it's right there. This is modern day Egypt, right?
Hallelujah.
Right. So let's take another little detour here, if that's okay with you, brother.
Sure.
Go over to Isaiah 19, 1 through 4. Brother, I got this. I promise you. I promise you. I got this.
All right. The burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt.
Who's coming on the clouds?
The Messiah.
Remember that we just read that in Jeremiah.
Yep. And it says it in Revelations and many other places as well. It's very definitive. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Did he not say that was going to happen? Nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
Absolutely. The Messiah said that himself. Yep.
Yep, he sure did.
And
Prophets tell you everything he was trying to tell, guys.
yep. Did you want me to keep
There,
going?
yeah, go to verse 4.
Okay. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will give over into the hand of a cruel sovereign, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the sovereign Yahweh of hosts.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. And a fierce king. That sounds like more of what we got in place right now than an antichrist.
Yep. There has been a perverse spirit placed upon Egypt. And there is absolutely nothing that we can do, Scott, to answer your question to prove them wrong. Like I said, I could take this book and slap them across the face with it with truth. They will not hear a word you're saying. Why? Because there has been put forth a perverse spirit. That the Watchers have done this. That's also in Ezekiel 30. You can't convince anybody of anything if they've been sent over to that delusion. That's what they've been called to do, and that's exactly what they are going to do. I've literally sat there in a live with them and shut this guy down, and he just gave me a deer in headlights stare. Like, it just would not comprehend. Like, he had nowhere to run with his doctrine, but he could not comprehend. He could not have the what am I looking for? He could not just sit there and say, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should look more. No, he just stared at me like his brain shut off and it just wouldn't enter his brain.
They just
There's,
will
you,
make up anything.
they can't hear what you're saying, bro. They're not meant to hear. So don't even bother arguing with them because all you're going to do is set a target on your back.
Yep. Yep. And I did a live earlier today on peaceable and how to be peaceful and be peacemakers, and it was specifically made to be directed at situations like this, where we need to just focus and put our attention on the people that want to hear the words and the people that are actually going to be with us when we're trying to go through this tribulation and gather us all together. So they're not going to be there. They're not going to be helping us because they're contending with us. So
Yep.
we
And
need
like
to
I said,
not waste our time on them. Yep.
exactly. Because I'm telling you guys, listen to me when I tell you this. I want you to really hear what I'm saying. I have sat down. I have proved every doctrine one with one wrong. And just like I said, it's like their brain shuts off and they cannot comprehend the words, nor can they see them. They don't acknowledge them. It's the most insane thing that I've ever witnessed, but I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Just like when Yeshua was telling the apostles, he said, "Oh yeah, the Son of Man has to go to Jerusalem and he's going to be slain and he will rise again on the third day." It specifically tells you it was veiled from them. They didn't understand what he said. Don't believe me? Go read it. It says it was veiled from them. That means they were kept from that understanding. They couldn't understand what he was saying. Even though his words were plain and clear, they couldn't comprehend because it was veiled. Just like when you argue with these people, they can't comprehend because it is veiled. They will never hear the truth. And I've witnessed it firsthand. And let me tell you what, guys, it is the most insane thing that I've ever witnessed, ever.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, trying to prepare my discussion with them so I'll be able to. I just wouldn't even prepare it. I wouldn't even waste your time on it. I would
Wouldn't waste your time, bro.
Yeah, I put your energy into something else that's going to help bring actual people that want to see the truth to the truth.
What's happening right now is exactly what's supposed to happen, and I'll prove it to you.
Yeah, you're
I'll prove it to you right now.
like CrossFix said a little earlier. You're actually going against the hand of our Father by trying to fight with them and argue with them.
Go to Deuteronomy 32:27 through 29.
Sorry, I missed the numbers. Deuteronomy what?
32:27 through 29.
Okay.
Or go to 31. Better yet.
Okay.
Just know this is supposed to happen, Scott. There's nothing you can do about it, so don't waste your time.
Start at the beginning of 31.
No, Deuteronomy
Oh,
32,
32, 31. I got you.
27 through 31.
Okay. Were it not that, were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and Yahweh hath not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they are wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight? Except,
144.
yeah, except their rock had sold them, and Yahweh had shut them up.
Their rock, their
Mhm.
God.
For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges.
Our enemies are our judges. Did he not send? He would say he would send these nations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, keep going. It gets better in 33.
Okay. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, and clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of asps.
Serpents. Oh, we're not going to talk about that, are we? All right. Back to Jeremiah. I'll leave that right there.
Yep, enough said. Mic drop.
Enough said there.
That was, I want to write that down. That was Deuteronomy 32, 27 through 31.
It's the same song that the 144 will sing in Revelation 15:3.
All right.
Song of Moses and the Song of the Lamb. And yes, Yeshua is talked about a lot in there, and so is the 144 in that chapter.
Oh, let's see. Here we go. Are you familiar with Jeremiah the Messenger on TikTok? Or he also goes by Angelic Masculinity. Oh, I thought you were talking about something else there.
No,
No, I'm
I
not
don't
either.
follow people who exalt themselves that way. It just tells me how foolish they are.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we had finished up Jeremiah 4.
We're on Jeremiah 5.
I think that'd be good for tonight, though. It's getting a little late, and I don't get a lot of time with my wifey, so she's got to leave tomorrow again. So, if
Nope,
you,
you're good.
we'll wrap it up with that. If you got anything else you want to talk about or say real quick, or anybody has any questions, now would be a good time to ask. But I'll let you kind of, if you got anything cross-fix you want to finish on, kind of wrap it up with.
I think I've wrapped it up with what I just ended it with.
I think we did. That was a great way to end it. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. We got a lot. We had a good one tonight. We got like 56 people in here right now. That's awesome. We appreciate you all being here. And I did, Scott, I did that live today, and I posted it on YouTube. So if you go to my profile, look at YouTube channel, it should be on there about peace. Maybe I didn't load it up yet, but either way, it'll be on there, and that'll help you kind of understand why we shouldn't be doing this as well. We're meant to be peacemakers and not contend with other people. So
Yeah, and trust me, I've learned my lesson. You can argue with them all day until you're blue in the face. It's not going to do you any good.
Yep. Up on the top when I'm live, you'll see my picture with a little pink or red thing around it. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you want to know where the denying the virgin birth came from and denying the New Testament came from? Came from them.
Yes, this will be on YouTube as well, Carlton. Peg, you can ask a question. And I will post it as soon as I can. It takes a little while sometimes to upload and download, so But Peg, if you have a question, I'll bring you up. Here you go.
Hey, Peg.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing,
Oh,
bro?
oh man, I sound great.
Oh, something happened there.
I
Think you
bet
hit the pause button, brother.
he must have swiped out or something. He'll come back.
Oh, here I am. Sorry, I had music in the background here from how it popped in there. I don't know. Satan trying to keep me from this question. I just got a quick question. Studying up on the prophets. Wow, you're right. It's such an eye opener. And tonight we went to Jeremiah and we talked about the indignations coming. It's all over. I see it in the prophets. The only thing that I was indoctrinated, when I was younger, that I'm coming out of her is like in Thessalonians 1:5-3, where it says they say peace and safety, and then comes destruction. I'm a little bit confused of I haven't really seen any peace and safety except for recently I'm hearing our administration right now saying peace and safety, and I guess I was told back in the old days that it was going to be 3.5 years of peace and then 3.5 years of destruction. But I'm seeing it more of where the first half of the 3.5 is going to be the indignation of I guess, the locust army, and then the other 3.5 is going to be the wrath of our Father and the 144 and the Messiah. So my timeline's a little off in that. I didn't know if you could help me if I'm reading it wrong or if I'm reading it too much.
No, no, you've got it. You've got it right, but you're just a little mixed up on the timeline. So yes, he's sending all these nations in. They're going to cause corruption and destroy a lot of stuff, and then is ushered in the Antichrist, and then comes peace and safety.
Oh, look at that. Bingo. Hallelujah, man. The
Then comes peace
revelations.
and safety, and everybody's going to worship him. And then they're going to look at all the people that stick directly to the true gospel, and those are going to be persecuted because it goes against the world doctrine. They've all been prepared for it already, too. They got the Jesus in their synagogues, which we know his name is Yeshua.
Hmm.
On the crosses, idolatry, calling him God. He's already ready. Most of the vessels of the world are already ready. All they have to do is give a false sign and in the sky, and they're going to buy it because that's just what they've been led to believe for the past 2,000 years. So these nations are going to come in, start destroying everything, making everything so bad for us that this usher in of the Antichrist is going to come, and he's going to say, "Hey, hey, hey, let's fix this. We got this covered. We're going to fix all of this." And then comes even worse destruction, and then comes the wrath afterwards. So he's going to only endure for a short space.
Got it. Yeah, that makes so much sense because in reading it, God, the crazy indoctrination. Wow, of 3.5. Where did that come from? It's not even in. Doesn't even give a timeline of peace and safety, and you
Well,
know,
it will be for 3.5.
yeah,
It's going to be 3.5 of this and 3.5 of wrath. Three and
right.
a half of the locusts doing their thing, and 3.5 of the
Hmm.
others. So,
Yep. Yeah, well, thank you, brother. That's always edifying. I tell you what, just before I was closing my eyes today. I had a great Sabbath and went to my grandson's, my closing my eyes, and I just kind of, for some reason, I think it was y'all leading me to this. I kind of looked at this crazy little TikTok and saw the live, and I said, "Oh, I'm not going to sleep." I popped out of bed. Keep in mind, I've never done this before, and I don't know, the zeal I love just and I agree with what they say is the little bits of here and there. It's kind of like what you say, here a little and there a little. It brings it all together, and I don't know. I
yep,
could go
that's
on.
exactly right.
It's just it's a blessing. It is, and I understand what it means when he said, "Open up the scroll," which is tastes like honey, is sweet to the taste, but bitter to the tummy. I
Hmm.
get it now. I do because we see what's coming, and it is heart wrenching. It sure is. But like he said earlier, with that comes good. So we just have to endure it till the end. So, Amen. Thank you. Thank you for what you do, brothers.
No problem, bro. And just a heed a warning to people in here. If you want to be preachers and you want to preach the truth or teach the truth and be servants of the Most High, once you grab that plow, you can't look back. And you better be ready for people to slander you and say evil against you beyond measure. Some of them will try to even turn you in. I'm pretty sure people have looked for me, but the wonderful thing about me is when you try to search my name, you're going to find me in 6 different states because I've bounced around a lot. So you're going to have a lot of fun. But just just saying. So that's why I don't never post where I live publicly to anybody because I know when they search me up and try to find me, they're gonna have a fun time picking that apart. Because I've tried to do that with myself, and yeah, it's all over the place. But I don't think that was on accident. Now that I know that, but I think Yahweh did that to protect me. But yeah, brother, once you grab that plow, brother, there's no turning back. Remember that.
Yeah, that's some good advice. And I got a pastor friend of mine. He's a Baptist pastor. I've known him for years. He's from Trinidad, and I used to go to his church, and I left his church and not understanding why, but I think y'all getting into his word, nothing made sense. Nothing that they were saying in the word was making sense to me. And I actually saw him at my work, and just out of the blue, I mean, I just told him he was serving the wrong God. He was doing the
Mm-hmm.
wrong thing. Are you warning your congregation? I tell him about the commandments and the law, and he went to seminary school, has a doctorate degree. Just I used to worship him, I guess is a good way to put it, thinking he knew everything, and then I realized he's blinded. What does it say in 2 Corinthians 4:4 that they failed to know the knowledge of the truth? So the Lord has allowed Satan to blind their eyes. And
Mm-hmm.
I told him about Yeshua. I understand. I grew up calling him Jesus too, but it's part of my sanctification process. Now I know his name is Yeshua, and I see that Jesus is 666. That's actually what I told him. I mean, I said, I told him about Jesus in the Book of Revelation, and I haven't heard from him since then. I think I really pricked him. Does it bother me a little bit? Yeah, but no, not really, because I pray that a seed was planted in them, and I hope it just festers and let the Lord increase it. That's the way I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't hurt me. Back in the past, it would have. I would have felt bad and think I hurt his feelings, but I don't feel that way now. I feel okay. I hope and next time I see him, I'm gonna continue on. But anyways, I
Feel
got a little
blessed.
off
You
the
did
track
what
there.
you were supposed to do, so feel blessed about it. Don't feel contentious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when you're under the pressure when people are saying these evil, wicked things against you. I know, trust me, it can be very testing. Like you just like, why am I doing this? But no, you're doing this for a good cause, and you just keep going, bro. Right now, we're in a time where we all need to be waking up the lost sheep, and um, that's the goal right now. So sticking to the basic principles and stuff. Um, Mostly it's just getting people's mindsets to understand the difference between the Father and the Son, and that we are supposed to be keeping the law. Not being lawless and calling Jesus God. That's the first step. And like I said, once, just like the Book of Proverbs says, like it, you know, Solomon or Yeshua really in his spirit told us, if you turn to his reproof, he will make known his words unto you. That means when you stop doing the things that you're not supposed to be doing, he's going to open up the book to you. Things are going to start popping out, and I'm a true witness to that. And the more righteous that you become, and the more better that you be, the more understanding you're going to get from the word. So planting the seed is all you got to do. Once the seed is planted and they realize their error and they turn from it, Yahweh's gonna teach them. That's all that you need to worry about. Going through this deeper stuff that we go through, we're not really going into super deep stuff. We're teaching the Messiah. We're teaching the prophets and how we should turn back. I'm trying not to stay away from the touchier subjects, but um, yeah. It's just getting them to understand to turn from their wickedness, and Yahweh will do the rest.
Amen. Thank you, guys, and all my sisters in here too. I may not see you or know you, but boy, you're in my spirit like you don't know. It's like I see you all on the comments, and it brings such a smile to me. Such a powerful women in here, powerful women. They're just so proud of that and our Father's word. I love it. Blessings to
They're the
everybody.
weavers of the networks. You know what? Before we close, one more thing I'm going to go over real quick. In Isaiah 19, it says in verse 8, and the fishermen shall lament, the fishermen, the men who fish men, and all those who cast hooks into the river shall mourn, and they shall spread nets on the waters and shall pine away. Why? Because they're not catching any fish. The fish are the people. Those are who they're going after. And those who work in fine flax and those who weave fine fabric shall become ashamed. Those are the women. The women are going to be doing the works too, guys. Don't let that false group running around calling every woman that has an opinion Jezebel. No, no. Prophecy specifically says what the women will do. So just like water on a duck, let it roll off. You know, most of you women know your place. It's Yeshua over man, man over woman, woman over child. So you're building the temple too, weaving fine flax and the curtains for the temple. That was all the women's job, and that's what y'all are doing right now. So don't allow these people to stomp all over you because they think they have some sort of higher authority to you. It doesn't work that way. Study the Torah. The women have their works too. So
Good words, brother. Good words. It was another great night. I love it. This is awesome. Look forward to it every night, and I hope we can just keep rolling as we are. This is great. I think other people are getting a lot out of it too. I know I'm learning a lot. But
and all that comes from Torah, man. To study the Torah, guys. The women did the jobs too. Come on now. They didn't
yep.
just stand by and twiddle their thumbs and pop out babies.
Nope. No, they're very important, very important. And they're our, when we are failing, they're the ones that are going to pick us up and show us maybe that kinder and loving side of situations that we as men won't always see, being logical and straightforward. Sometimes we need to have a little bit of love and heart brought into the situation. So
So I just wanted to point that out.
yeah, but I thank everybody for being here, men and women, all of you.
Yeah, you Jezebels. Sorry. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. I love y'all. And you guys have a wonderful night. Peg, thanks for coming up, man. You're such a sweet guy. I tell you what, I love hearing you talk. You're such a sweet man. But all of y'all have a good night. I love y'all. And maybe we'll do this again tomorrow if you want to, Daniel. I really enjoy doing this with you. I feel fully comfortable doing this with you. So.
Yeah, it feels great, and I'm down for it tomorrow night for sure. Monday night might be questionable, but tomorrow for sure.
Sure, we'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
Absolutely on board.
Scott, it is not a coincidence that you came across us tonight, and we have much more for you, brother. We have a lot more for you. You just hang around.
Love you, bro.
All right, I love y'all, and thank you again for being here. Yeah, Tertius, go to my profile, and there is a YouTube link there. Also, go to Sword of Israel on YouTube, and there's a website called sword-israel- or of Israel- whatever. There's swordofisrael.com with dashes in between each word. But yeah, go to those two places, and you'll find a lot of information there as well. So, but yeah, good to have everybody here, and I love you all, and y'all have a great night and sleep well.
All right.
Talk to you later, brother.
Later.